As I discovered, while the book yielded a harvest of information, it took some effort and time to get comfortable with its concepts. They were all so new. I also had to become comfortable with the Japanese terminology. The writing style was sometimes obscure. Part of this might have to do with the difficulty of translation. The book was originally written in Japanese about 25 years ago for a Japanese audience. I also found out when I had my own material translated that it is dreadfully difficult to translate such a specialized subject from Japanese to English. Nonetheless, I had some written reference material. I carried the book with me for months, reading and rereading, taking copious notes, applying the candle methods to the scores of my hand drawn candle charts. Since there wasn't any candle charting software, all my charts had to be constructed by hand. I chewed and grinded away at the new ideas and terminology. I was fortunate in another way. I had the help of the author Seiki Shimizu to answer my many questions. Although Mr. Shimizu does not speak English, the translator of the book, Greg Nicholson, graciously acted as our intermediary via fax messages. The Japanese chart of charts provided a base for the rest of my investigation into candles. In order to expand my nascent abilities in candle charting techniques, I sought out Japanese candle practitioners who would have the time and inclination to speak with me about the subject. I met a Japanese trader, Morihiko Goto, who had been using candle charts and who was willing to share his valuable time and insights. This was exciting enough. Then he told me that his family had been using candle charts for generations. We spent many hours discussing the history and the uses of candle charts. He was an invaluable storehouse of knowledge. My real treasure trove of information is the Japanese candle charting literature that I had translated. For this, I had the extreme good fortune to find a translator, Richard Solberg. His ability to track down all the candle charting books in Japan, to my knowledge, I have the largest collection outside Japan, and his translating skills were invaluable. In December 1989, I authored a 2-page article on candle charts. This was the first information on the subject ever written by a non-Japanese. In early 1990, as my thesis for the Chartered Market Technician exam for the Market Technicians Association, I believe that was MTA, I wrote a paper on candle charts. This was the first detailed article ever authored by an Occidental about Japanese candle charts. A pamphlet at Merrill Lynch, which had over 10,000 requests, soon followed. Japanese candlestick charting techniques was published in 1991, followed in 1994 by Beyond Candlesticks, John Wiley. As of this writing, these books have been translated into 8 languages and have gone through many printings. My work has been highlighted in financial media around the world, including the Wall Street Journal, the Japanese Economic Journal, Barron's, Worth Magazine, Institutional Investor, and scores of other publications. An appearance on FNN, the predecessor to CNBC, drew the largest audience that station ever had. I've had the privilege of revealing my trading strategies to thousands of traders and analysts in over 17 countries, including, of all places, Hanoi, Vietnam. I also had the honor of speaking before the World Bank and the Federal Reserve.